morning, everybody. Thunder Ridge Homestead here, and today we are going to do a video on working the sheep. I'm here in the barn with my girls and my boy. I will turn it around here so you can see them. See if we can kind of show them to you here. See, they're all here in the barn. They're all being nosy and wondering what we're doing. And we are getting ready. We've got the two grown girls here. They should be having lambs in about a month or so. And like I said, one is due the beginning of October and one is due like the end of October. And they need to have their feet checked, feet trimmed if necessary, and I'm going to deworm both of them. The rest of the lambs that were in the barn over there are ewe lambs. They're going to be bred for the first time, and they're going to be bred the end of October, so they've got another month or so. But basically, I want to get all the sheep at this time of year. I'm trying to get them, I weigh them, measure them, deworm them, make sure feet are good, make sure everything is ready so that when they are bred, that they are able to, like, reproduce well and be able to, not be feeding worms and growing and having babies all at the same time. So we are getting ready to do this morning, and I just thought I would bring you along. One of the things that I have brought out here is this is a little thing called a deck chair. And as you can see, the girls are checking it out. They're not afraid of it. This is not anything we do that's, horrible to them or anything. And like I said, I handle my sheep a lot, so they're used to it. Come here and get some scratches. Some scratches? Well, come here. Come up here. Yeah. Do you want a little bit of scratches? I want some scratches and some rubbers. Yes, it does. Yeah. She's pretty good. Pretty good girl. Yeah. Yeah. So we try to make things around my sheep anyway. I try to make it as stress-free as possible. As you can see, these girls are used to being handled. I'm not going to traumatize them in any way. We're not going to have a giant rodeo. I put her little halter on. She's not going to like that. She never does. They want it to always be their choice. But put her little halter on here so I can tip it down so you can see what I'm doing. Put it around her neck. And then I've got to get this out here so we can get it around her nose. I know you hate it. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Okay. Gonna have to have her little fit for a second. Come here. Nope. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. I'm gonna fix this up so it fits you good. Come here. I'm not gonna make it choke you. I'm not gonna make it choke you. Yeah. There we go. This is actually too small of a halter for her. She should have on a larger size. Come here. You're a good girl. You're a good girl. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna put the camera over here so you can kind of see what I'm doing when I'm working the sheep. Basically, I have them in a crack. wanted to get a little shot of how I basically got them squeezed into a little pin in the corner of the barn. So now I can take them one at a time out of there without chasing them all over the place and killing my old fat self. I'm getting ready to deworm this one and weigh her. Time is kind of a good one to show how to weigh a sheep. She's standing here. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to get a measurement from the point of her shoulder, which is right here, to the point of her hip, which is right here. You measure how long that is, and that's a measurement called BC. So we'll do that first. So we're going to go from the point of her hip to the point of her shoulder, and she's like 27 inches. And then we're going to go around her belly. Right behind her front legs. She is 40. Into the deck chair she goes. And basically, I have her little tootsies sticking out there so I can trim them. What we're trying to do when we're trimming these feet is basically, their feet are real leathery and soft, and if you're on a lot of soft grass and soft mud, they tend to not wear away like they need to. And we are going to trim them so that the fold over flaps are gone. And what that does is that keeps any dirt or muck from getting stuck in between the sole of their foot and the hoof wall, and it keeps them from getting rotten. So, she's pretty stiff. She'll flex. It's a minute. It's a minute. You're okay. That her feet are not very bad at all, really. She just has a little bit to trim. And really, my sheep, I've been able to get away with about once a year doing their feet. They haven't been too bad. But I like to get them done this time of year because in the winter time, when it's a lot of mud and snow and stuff, that's when they can really get foot rot. So you want to be sure and get their feet nice and clean. Yeah. The main trouble here is getting the scissors underneath the flap, because it's pretty tight to her foot right there. I do have another video on my channel showing a little closer up view of trimming their feet. And my Katahdins have, most of them have black feet, and I found out that they seem to do a lot better than the light colored feet. So I'm trying to breed for that if possible. And I say that with my new ram having pink feet, so I don't know. But I do like the dark feet. Just seems to do much better. But if you're buying sheep, that's one thing I would look for, is sheep that have better feet, because it is genetic, just like it is with horses. You want to make sure that they've got decent feet, because you don't want to be dealing with lame sheep. Okay, so now she's pretty much trimmed up. I got a little flap there. It looks like it's starting to chip off before. So she's had her little pedicure, and she looks like she's doing all right. We've weighed her. She's been dewormed. She's had her shots earlier this season, so she doesn't need those right now. And we'll see how gracefully I can get her out of this thing. Sometimes it's very graceful, and sometimes it's not. And partly it's because it's me trying to do it, and I'm not very strong. But let's just see. First thing I do is release her head. I don't want her stuck to the fence, obviously. And really, the easiest way I found is just to pick this whole rig up and kind of dump them out. Hang on. Pretty easy. And time to catch another one. Now everybody's gathered around the feed bin after suffering the woes of the working today. But they're all right. I gave them a little bit of alfalfa pellets, and they will there's like one scoop of alfalfa pellets, and they're gonna mash each other to pieces to get it. You'd think they were starving. They have hay and water all the time, and they're out on pasture like 3/4 of the day probably. They're getting a late start out there this morning because of the hoof trimming and the deworming and the measuring and all that. But that's what it takes to keep a flock healthy, and that is why I don't have any more sheep than I have. I couldn't handle it. Well, thanks for everybody going along a little ride of working sheep with me today. I appreciate you guys a lot just watching my videos. If you have any questions about why we do what we do or how we do what we do, please put them in the comments. I'd be happy to answer them. Typically speaking, we don't just deworm, but this time we did have a few symptoms of worms. This little lamb here, she's a spring lamb, and she had kind of clumpy poo, and the little black one on the other side of her was kind of thin, so that's both early signs of worms. Thanks for watching, and if you like this, please hit the like button because that really helps. and thanks for subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.